Welcome back everybody to episode 9 of my Luck of the Irish series. I got a pretty interesting film for you guys today. The film I'm going to be reviewing is from 2013 called Dark Touch. In case you don't know what this film is about, in a remote Irish village, police are called to the scene of a bloody massacre, but they ignore the lone survivor's claim that the house was responsible for the carnage that killed her parents and brother. I mean, that doesn't really give much away from the film. It works to describe the film a little bit. To start off, I absolutely love the opening credit sequence. I love it when movies do this. It really set the tone for the film. The audio mix is very unique and interesting, and I'll get a little bit into why it's kind of like that. The cinematography is perfect. The framing and blocking of the shots is perfect as well. Like I said in the last one, this one's up there too. It's got a pretty high rating for me, so it's well lit. Special effects are perfectly executed when they're shown. It doesn't really show much about it, but what it does show at certain parts works very well. The dialogue is sometimes hard to hear with the all these sound effects and stuff like that, but it's not a negative. It works very well for the film. It weirdly works. It's well written. It's got a little bit more depth than other movies that are kind of similar. It deals with mental health. It shows what the effect of abuse has on a child and the trauma that affects their mental health. It doesn't go too into that whole abuse aspect, but it is a major part in the film, and I won't get into it. I noticed that it kind of had a Japanese horror vibe to it in a way, with the look and the tone that the film was. J-horror films like The Ring, The Grudge, you could watch this one back to back with those ones and it would kind of fit. The editing is perfect, and just everything creates an eerie and ominous tone that is consistent throughout the film. Yeah, like the last film, Without Name. It doesn't really explain the supernatural aspect in the film, but it works well by not explaining that. Basically, you go through the film and you just kind of accept that there's something supernatural going on. At that point, you're just in it for, I guess, the ride. It's perfectly acted. Like with Without Name, it feels a little bit surreal in a lot of parts, and that's probably due to the ominous tone that's consistent throughout. I don't think I had any negative things to say about this film. Again, it was another film that kind of just blew me away. Basically, I was writing notes for it while watching another movie because it stuck with me. For me at least, that's a sign of a good horror film, is when it sticks with you and you think about it a lot. But not every horror film I like is like that. The bulk of them are. If I had to give this film a rating, I think you already know it by now. It's the same one as for Without Name, a 9.9. There's probably a lot of people that would probably say otherwise about it, but people have different tastes and stuff like that. So for me at least, it's a 9.9. Even by the end, I was kind of wondering what I just watched because it wasn't explained. I'm so used to seeing movies where they explain everything, and this one didn't, and that's probably one of the reasons why it stuck with me afterwards. I saw it on Amazon Prime, but you could probably get a DVD, physical copy somewhere. If you get a chance to watch it, check it out. Go into it with an open mind. As as you should with most films. There's obviously films that your opinion of them has already been formed, various reasons. Yeah, not much else I can add. If you like this review, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you're new, and stay tuned for more. I've got some exciting ones coming up. See you in the next one. See ya.